Hi, it's Pat Gillis here, and I watched a pretty good documentary the other day on the CBC, and it was about the origins of the horse. And they talked about the horse as being really small, a forest dweller, and he ran on three toes rather than the single toe that we're used to seeing with horses. And if you look at diagrams of skeletons of horses, you'll see that the three toes are still sort of, there's remnants of it in the splint bones. That's it in the front legs there, and then you can see the splint bones in the hind legs as well. And you can also see remnants of the three-toed aspect of the horse just from the ergots that are at the back of the fetlocks. And also many people believe that the chestnuts that are on the inside of the horse's front and back legs are also remnants of those extra toes that the horse used to have. At any rate, over time, the horse began to change. His legs grew longer. He started to run only on that middle toe, and his jaw got longer as well, so that the distance between his eyes and his muzzle increased over time. And that way the horse could still graze, but he could see over tall prairie grass to see if there was any predators coming, because he wasn't in the forest anymore. He was fast now, and he wanted to see what was coming from all around him. Okay, so what's my point exactly? Well, I guess I'm just trying to draw attention to the fact that the horse has changed over time. He used to have three toes, but he doesn't anymore. And in terms of the chestnut and the ergots, you'll find, like a lot of horses, you can barely find them on the horse, especially the ergots. And they're getting tinier and tinier. The jaw has changed shape, and the horse has changed in so many ways from prehistoric times. But there's things that haven't changed about the horse. So let's go out to the barn and have a look at that. Okay, so here we go. So we'll look first of all at his front legs, and there's his little chestnut. It's pretty small. And we'll have a look at his hind legs. And yep, that one's pretty small too, actually. Okay, and then we'll look at the ergots on the backs of his fetlocks there. Maybe I can give you a little bit of a better close-up on this one here. There we go. Okay, it's pretty small, right? Especially given that some horses, they're just massive. Okay, but here's something that Radley still has. I'm not sure if you can see that. We'll come around the front and see if it gives a little better of a shot. There, do you see those? Whiskers. There they are. And he's got them around his muzzle. And he's also got them up around his eyes. I'm not sure if you can see that. Not his eyelashes, but you see the long hairs? There's some on the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe against my sweater you can see it. See how long the white hairs there against my sweater? He's got them on this eye as well. I think you can see it there. Whiskers. So why do horses still have whiskers when they've gotten rid of a lot of the other stuff that they in prehistoric times that they had? I guess I think the answer, if you believe in natural selection, is that the horse must actually need these for something. A lot of neuroscience research is being done on cats and mice and rats and horses too that suggests that the whiskers are really important. Like there are parts of the brain that seem to just have the job of making sense out of the nerve impulses that come from these whiskers. Whiskers are like proximal sensors, and it's almost like an advance guard that can warn the horse before something comes into actual contact with his skin. And, you know, given the distance between the horse's eyes and his mouth and the blind spot that creates, those whiskers are pretty helpful for when the horse can't count on his sight. You know, and in the dark, those long hairs here, they can protect the horse's eye as well. I feel the same way about clipping their ears, to be honest. If we're taking a horse to a show or whatever, sometimes we'll kind of close the ear and clip off just the extra bits here so he doesn't look kind of got grandfather ears. But we never do the inside of a horse's ears, ever, because that's protecting him from a lot of stuff, right? And so we don't want to take that natural protection away from the horse. My point, I guess, is that we should kind of pay attention and say to ourselves, well, you know, if the horse still has all these whiskers and that ear hair after all these years, there's probably a reason, and we should probably think twice before we start chopping it off. I think it's almost cruel to do that to a horse, to be honest with you. And I guess the Germans agree because they made it illegal back in, I think 1998 or 99. And I just want to thank Angela, by the way, for writing in and suggesting that we talk about this topic, because it's something that has always bothered me too, and I'm really glad that she brought it up and reminded me. So if you're watching this anywhere besides at our blog, which is at ismyhorsehappy.com, go on over there, scroll down, leave a comment, and if you've got any ideas for something we could talk about as well, that would be terrific, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks.